who says some George now okra Ghana flag na wato why there what you see Ghana flag there akaba no intini right now to share some Georgia what to Ghana flag that they are born just Ghana very just always in hand so mun channel also mun the mun channel yeah it was a Ghana flag the Ghana in that tune so the Ghana flag yes the Ghana flag na chichen the Ghana flag na chichen now why there okra Ghana flag no I just say Ghana ni mapa just say mam papa ndino the train say speaker ba na ya to aso de be koso hase na daily watch TV be giving the Babram life and color. Yes, the Babram life and color. The years will share video and subscribe one like it so that we don't be so bad and also come and join this interesting thing over here.
NDC did look with favor upon this Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in their sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic. Endow members of Parliament and Ministers of State with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and that good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen.
Speaker, Alban Bagbin, Nana be a confused speaker. He said the speaker Bombay and Ambassador also Bombay ma. They have a question tonight as that. So right now, I wanna anyako we there. We're waiting for the next thing ahead. So, Bombaka. Please share. Please share the video. Guys, please share the video.
Honorable members, we will take item 3 on the order paper. Honorable members, National Pledge. Pursuant to Order 69, we shall proceed to recite the National Pledge.
Recite the National Pledge.
I promise on my honor to be faithful and thank you so much. Please resume your seat.
They are now recited enough. Flag no mu wavy. NDC for no from Ghana flag no mu wavy.
Honorable members, I want to vary the order of business, and we will take next item 6. Item 6 on the order paper, which is correction of votes and proceedings and official reports. We shall commence with the correction of the votes and proceedings of the third sitting dated Thursday, 17th October 2024. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Yes, honorable member.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, item number 5 on page 9. Mr. Speaker, the statement made by the Honorable Minority, the Honorable Articles, Mr. Speaker, was in respect of the fact that 4 members of Parliament whose names have been listed have breached Article 97(1)(g) and (h). It was not a mere allegation, Mr. Speaker. So the appearance of who were alleged to have been in breach, I believe that it does not reflect the true statement made by the member, because it was based on the statement that the Speaker proceeded to make, to give information that he gave to the House. The Speaker further, in indicating the names of the honorable members so named, their current situations and circumstances were clearly stated in the motion paper. So that, for instance, the first name, Peter Yaopachi Aka, the NDC member for Amenfi Central, and now an independent candidate. Mr. Speaker, so the statement contains these clear facts, and therefore it's important that they reflect in the proceedings as captured for purposes of correction. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, honorable member for Medina.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I also want to draw your attention to the same item, the paragraph 5, the ending statement, which is majority caucus in inverted commas. Mr. Speaker, I think the true intention will be reflected there when we say that the minority caucus staged a walkout instead of a majority caucus in inverted commas. So if the correction can be made to reflect what was said. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member Bolsa Sir. Is that okay? Yes, from the distance I can't see. Honorable Member you are all right? Thank you, thank you. Table office, kindly take note of the comments made by the members. Please cross-check from the records and capture what is on the record of the House. Please, page 10. Page 11. Honorable members, in the absence of any further corrections, the votes and proceedings of the third sitting, dated Thursday, 17th October 2024, are adopted as the true record of proceedings. Honorable members, I don't have a copy of any of the official reports. So we'll proceed now to item 5, formal communication by the Speaker. Honorable members, as you may recall, on Thursday, I informed the House, pursuant to Standing Order 18 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, on the occurrence of vacancies in the House in relation to 4 honorable members. Yesterday, I received a process from the Supreme Court, which is a ruling from the Supreme Court pursuant to an ex parte application directing Parliament to recognize and allow the 4 affected members of Parliament to duly represent their constituents and conduct full scope of duties of their offices as members of Parliament pending the final determination of a suit filed by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin. By Article 102 of the Constitution, 1992, and Order 64(1) of the Standing Orders of Parliament, I note that we currently have a quorum to transact business, but not to take decisions. I want to read the said Article 102 of the Constitution. It reads, a quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all the members of Parliament. As presently constituted, the numbers definitely is far above 1/3 of the members of Parliament. But by Article 104, the numbers are not sufficient for us to take decisions. And I'll quote Article 104. Article 104(1) says, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Honourable members, we don't have at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Consequently, in view of the current circumstances, the fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely. That is sine die. I want to quote Standing Orders 59(1). It says, the Speaker may, in consultation with leadership, suspend a meeting of the House indefinitely or for a period determined by the Speaker, having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in the country. Honourable members, I have consulted leadership and I am exercising my discretion to decide to suspend a meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
Speaker, I join the issue. So, the NDC for them, they are happy. Say majority side, no, they are being happy about that. And you know, yeah, let's get into it.
Yes, please.
Hello. They have a lot of business. And whose cost? There is supposed to be a State of the Nation's address. The incompetent and the most corrupt president last State of the Nation's address is in jeopardy. And if I were the speaker, I won't call back.
To refer to the president.
But he's the most. I'm not the one saying it. The Afrobarometer of CDD describes his government as the most corrupt. In fact, Professor, the Corruption Perception Index rated this government the lowest, the highest of President Mahama. The lowest of President Mahama has been what they are praising themselves for. So it is number one. This government is the most corrupt government ever in the history of this country. I mean, since the Corruption Perception Index, the highest we ever got under this country, in this country was topped by President Mahama when we had 48%. The lowest of President Mahama was 43%, and the highest of this government is 43%. So it is, these are not my words. So this is the most corrupt. But what we experience in this country is not even corruption, it's thieveries.
From now to when the Supreme Court decides on the substantive matter, you are in the majority. So you are not taking
that. You should describe us as majority. The Speaker gave his ruling, and his ruling must stand. And I don't know why some of you in the media have been cowed to submission. The Speaker gave his ruling, and we are in majority, and they are in minority. It's as simple as that. Until that decision is taken or changed by the Speaker, no one has any right to describe my good friend Afeni Martins and his, group as majority. In any case, he doesn't even have the support of his caucus. The day a decision was taken, a very critical decision such as the ruling given by the Speaker, mind you, that decision was to determine the fate of a whole caucus. He had only 10 members of parliament who were with him in parliament. The day the decision on Thursday, only 10 members of MPP were in parliament. Today, how many people? Those who were following him, if you observed, they were MPs from Central Region. So it was the Central Regional Caucus. It is very clear that he doesn't have the support of his caucus. For whatever reason, it is known to them. I mean, if you have a critical decision such as this and you don't even have your members, I am sad for him. Afenyo is my very good friend. His people have left him to dry, and it is very clear.
Right, so
okay, that's it. They say
the National House of Chiefs will engage the Peace Council, will engage the religious leaders, will engage civil society organizations, and when we both agree, so that there will be no chaos in the house so that he can. And this is why he said that. He said sitting in either side of the house is a game of numbers. And our brothers on the other side said, if the Speaker doesn't tell the current majority to move to the other side, they will not sit in the house. They will not sit on the floor. They will prefer to go and sit in their offices and listen to the Speaker's communique. And that is why they also walk out. This is what prevailed yesterday.
Okay. Honorable Member Ibrahim, we'll see you later today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right now, Alban Bagbin has said his own. They say they will not sit inside and they will be here and wait for them.
And we will not treat the issue of governance as lightly as they are doing currently. We just 2 months. Of course, I mean, what we are saying is that the business of the party in government is to govern. There's no word that says that they necessarily have to be majority before they can govern. And so if they have decided not to govern, but to play politics, then so be it. We have always, put ourselves and our services available to assist them to govern. In minority or in our current state as majority, we are ready to help them govern. But if they are not ready to govern and they are interested in playing politics, then I think that we will all continue to play politics. But I must commend Speaker Bagbin. He's always risen to the occasion. If you look at the mood of the country, his decision is the best for now, so that we can all take a back seat and possibly reset. And hopefully that will take us to that resetting will take us to the election where this whole country will be reset.
All right, leader. So you are now the ranking member on Last and Forest.
I'm the chairman.
You were the chairman because of minority. But now you are majority.
Chairman.
So you go to the ranking.
When the speaker calls back the house, you declare in favor of the NDC caucus.
The speaker has already declared. There's nothing, there's no issue about who is the majority as things stand now. If you read 97G,
he didn't outrightly mention.
He did. Go and look at the Hansard. That is what we call. I mean, the votes and proceedings today. That is what was in the. So even if you noticed, the Hansard department said the majority in quotes stage a walkout because clearly the speaker agreed with the minority leader that by the conduct of the 4 members of parliament, they had no business representing their constituents in the house again. And so the speaker declared that indeed our side had become the majority. And he didn't even have to declare it because it is a numbers game. And so by simple arithmetic, you are going to arrive at 136 members of parliament of the NDC and 134 members of the NPP. And by that arithmetic, it is commonsensical that we assume the majority rule. And like I said, and I want to repeat it, there is nowhere in the Constitution, there is nowhere in our standing orders that says that a governing party must necessarily be majority. The framers of the Constitution themselves anticipated that a time may come where the party in power may have minority in parliament. So what is this fuss about their numbers reducing where they now have to play the role of minority? I do not get it. It is simply, in my view, an attempt to run away from their responsibility of governing. Because they were elected to govern this country for 4 years. Their mandate is not over. They need to continue to govern. And they must stop the politicking and continue to govern. Otherwise, the people of Ghana have to even punish them more severely than they intended to. Because in the last remaining 2 months, they are showing to us that because they don't have majority in parliament, they can't govern. Is that what they are telling us? Our business has always been to help them to govern as a minority group. With our new end status as majority, we are still willing to help them to govern with their minority status. But if they are not willing to govern and they want to play the seat,
so we're willing to help them to govern the minority policy. But you see, I know you Susu, yes, Susu, Subekasa, international.
What you are saying is reality because the honest truth is that today NDC remains a majority. Members of parliament in parliament here. And the earlier you better to momna, they're better. And that is my suggestion. As we be a person say we are ministers of reconciliation, but the first Bible say. As much as it depends on us, we should live at peace with all men. Does not mean say, "Baby, I Diana." The better Ama will be a chin and sa. Now what just had free and sa. That is why you see the kind of attitude we put up in parliament. Because we are too wise to be deceived. We are not stupid people. What you also be a shadow. Now the GBG free and so we can see. We can recognize it, and that is why for that one we say we will not do it because it means that we can constitution. We are not defending the constitution because the constitution says that we should fight and defend against oppressors' rule. If you allow that, it means that then we don't have a country, we don't have a democracy. And say majority saying because as a chairman of the primary bill committee, I can call members meeting.
Time Ben have a chairman.
Oh, send and say private.
Because meaning so your ranking.
No, I'm your ranking. But speaker from Thursday now I'm very chairman.
Have you become?
And of course, once the person
they say ranking for chairman.
Exactly, sanity. It's NSA, proceedings of Parliament of Thursday night they are adopting that consolidates it. once you have adopted the proceeding today, you know, and then I'm on the proceeding, yes, corrections required. Then they are officially after today, you know, they are actually minority, officially minority caucus, and we are officially majority caucus.
Honorable Speaker, anything or say why get to send a sack court letter? Does it mean so? Did you move here, Juma? And answer saying,
me to me, Kasa, my speaker. I know that I cannot speak about that one. Madam,
okay, so Honorable Sasu Akasa, Obana, yes, majority Obana. See, I know there. That's what is going on. Let's listen to them.
Into Niama Bebre will be her. There was here to Nina. And now, Niama, ye, Niamu Huno Hano, a plenary. Then Momans and a plenary Bebano, a committee. Ain't Niamana Yekano. Who says speaker say, Nisaka way, or they are referred to finance committee, to education committee, to lands and mines committee. San Niamano, Tambeni Yano. Near Tamo Yabishia House. And no near young white women, ain't so was suspended, Sunny day, I just say indefinite. For Premier Da or Befrayeno, you go so a year, Juma. Ah, I know who Parliament and also Jumano. I have moved a Brinadrian and say, yeah, no war. If we have near Kosovo constituency. And not singing I parliamentary work in but I
found so your majority and I am minority.
Yes, we MP. But as 7 say, Ciano. Oh, sorry, say we a majority. Oh, yeah, Juma as part of the majority. In fact, Sankamre Wumwa, and I say committees are winning in Ano. Your reverse no ranking. And cause some bad
Sana Honorable Cassia Francis say Wabaya chairman automatically.
System no yeah practice wo ha no committees ni bi wo ha yeah chairman dada if we say for example public accounts chairman no was so free chairman yeah minority no enti configurations we nyina ba ye nim say emre eni yafa enso so wo fa wodi ade what am say no wodi ade e was so fura kinte na obi afran to man separate na eden when I tia kunwa no so enti na any dey no e na odie
yeah that's honorable west
honorable say yeah any dey na ede no odie enti ebusa utie dey nsem ekokoso na enti right now no nsem dey bebre na akoso and when we say most of them no are not happy about what is going on enti me say sasu da wakasa. Let's listen to
or what the court decides.
To it is there's some issue be that's what cause war down on and getting summer because and idea as I told you earlier it's a long day. Yeah.
The new with you and I don't know. So clearly Atufosin behaved very maturely. The speaker is also a statesman. He said he foresaw what was happening. You see, why are we at where we are? Maybe we in Parliament must also blame ourselves. Bejra contested with somebody in Ho West, he lost. The person went to Ho to contest, he lost. Then Anadu brought in to Parliament that this man, parliamentary candidate who has lost election, passing to be Supreme Court, then you pass in. He has not even gone to the appeal court. Today, 5 o'clock, you come and give a ruling in Parliament. From 5 o'clock, the MPP leadership said they work overnight. They didn't sleep. They work overnight with who? Then 10 o'clock, less than 24 hours of the ruling, they are able to empanel Supreme Court judges, empanel MPP leadership to go and overturn it. How can that be? And when you are doing justice, you are doing it, you must foresee it not just to be done. It must be seen to be done. That's why even the uninitiated are all raising eyebrows about the Abba. Didn't the Supreme Court foresee this? So and that's why the speaker, as a statesman, is saying that no, I foresaw what is happening. And I knew that this was the confusion that was going to be generated. So to solve this, let's bring the leadership of the country inside so that we'll solve it. Even if you who claim to be the leader of Parliament, together with your colleague leadership, you can't agree here. How much more the MPs?
So when you say bring in the leadership of the country, does that mean
the
that
National House? The Speaker was categorical.
Okay.
I heard him mention the National House of Chiefs. He mentioned the Council of Elders.
Council of State.
He mentioned civil society organizations. Our democracy didn't just become what it had become overnight. We were drifting gradually. And clearly, you and I, you will testify to me that where we are, this is not how Ghana was. And it is for this good reason that the Constitution says before you contest as member of Parliament, you cannot be a member of the judiciary and contest. In the same way, we must also not allow politicians, parliamentary candidates to also go and become Supreme Court judges. This is what we have done to ourselves.
Okay.
So we have shot ourselves underfoot and we are at where we are.
Yes, leader, but from this
when you pass the
again,
Supreme Court with politicians,
leader,
they will give you political decisions.
Leader, please
and
indulge
political
me.
decisions will be perceived in political
Please indulge
eyes.
me.
That's where we are.
From this
Don't let me
engagement-
indulge you. Accept that one before we proceed. So we must take it as a country that we will not pack the Supreme Court with politicians. A politician, why is it that pastors or chiefs should not engage in active politics? So that they will be rated with a certain degree of respect. Is that not the case? And why should we not accord that?
These nominees, leader, they
that's
came
why I
before
said
the
that
House
Parliament
for
must also be
vetting.
part.
They came through the Parliament for vetting, and they went through due process to get that nomination. So is it fair? Is it fair to remove Parliament from that equation? Could Parliament not have disqualified them based on that if you thought that it was not right?
The nominees themselves should have foreseen what has happened. You're taking a decision, if you're a lawyer, before you take a decision to go to the bar, to go to the bench, it's a serious decision you have to take. Because you cannot be a judge and a lawyer at the same time. So, before you decide as a lawyer that you contest as a parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party, you must know that you can't be there and go and be a judge at the same time. Because, so now, this case, Honorable Bejra and Honorable Podo, who contested with Honorable Gao, are still in Parliament. They took a side. Gao's party has brought it before Gao. They nominated Gao to the Supreme Court. They have brought the case to him. How will he rule? The hands are tied. My party, where I contested, which I believe in, is in this side. So what do I do?
Okay.
And I'm not surprised. So that's why I'm saying that going forward, we in Parliament must be sure that we must not pack the Supreme Court with politicians.
Okay, that point is well made. And also going forward, is there an indication from the meeting that you had whether the Speaker is going to respect the decision out of the Supreme Court and restore to the status quo ante, or the Speaker is going to stick with his own...
The Speaker has not defied the decision of the Supreme Court.
No, I get that. I'm just asking.
So take that one from me.
No,
the Speaker said, I've received a decision of a Supreme Court. Before I communicate it to you, look at the confusion. Therefore, let's engage as leadership. Then the leadership came. He said, go and let me communicate it to you. But he didn't tell us the content of the decision.
But he's made a decision.
He didn't tell us the content of the decision. We are leaders.
Yes.
The Speaker said he received a communication. So we must come and organize the House for him to communicate it to all of us. Then they said, until the Speaker order the NDC to go and sit on the left-hand side of the Speaker, they will not sit on the floor to listen to the communication of the Speaker. And the NDC leadership also said, we are not privy to what Speaker is here to communicate. So how can you start implementation of something you are not privy to? And they said, okay, based on that, the NPP said then they are going to listen to the Speaker communication in their offices. And I think they are joking with the mandate Ghanaians have given them. We have less than 50 days to election. We have a national budget to vote for. And the Supreme Court itself gave a ruling injuncting the assigned people of a representation that gave favor to the MPP to pass e-levy and VAT. Today, the same Supreme Court is giving another declaration saying that they cannot deprive the four constituencies of representation. But what did you do to assigned? You see, as a country, we are pushing the Supreme Court into a certain place that they rule today A, today they will come and say the thing is B, tomorrow they come and say it's A. And it is difficult for us as a case law. So I think we need to reorganize our Supreme Court. We cannot disrespect them the way it is. But we need to position the Supreme Court in the, just how we position our case. If you want to be a politician, be a politician. If you want to go to the bar, to go to the bench, to go to the Supreme Court, take that. But when some lawyers are undecided, they will come and do politics, defending political parties, doing this. Then you want to enjoy the privileges and courtesies of those who have preserved themselves for a certain position. It will bring us to where we are, and I'm not surprised. So going forward, if you are a lawyer and you want to go to the Supreme Court, don't go and join a political party. Don't go and pick a form to be a parliamentary candidate. If you are a lawyer, you want to be a judge, do lay Monaco do judge. If you want to be a politician, be a politician. And I've seen reasonable politicians like that. They've called them to the bar, they said, no, me, I want to be a politician to be able to do this. So why do you put the country against your personal interests?
Thank you, leader.
Information. Yeah.